Hi, magical human. Hello, hello. As always, Sunny Bonani, Dumalang, goeie aand, afternoon, bon dia. Not only from me today, but also from what appears to be the ducks that are literally here on my neighbor's roof, flourishing and swimming in his pool. So you may hear them. So for the last 3 days, I haven't been posting my daily vlog content. And that was a conscious choice and decision. I was fortunate enough to be hosting the most magical and wondrous retreat. In fact, it's the very first retreat that I've ever created or initiated. So yes, it was something that was a little bit outside of my comfort zone. It was something that I was, I guess, developing, testing, and I guess, yes, just discovering this aspect and this element of hosting retreats and just seeing how my energetics felt with it. And it was with family members. So it wasn't with strangers. It was with, I scratched my ear as I say that, which is quite interesting. So, yes, I guess I felt called to put something really special together for some special humans in my life. And I was blessed enough to have family members who were very keen, eager, and willing to partake in my shenanigans and my creative, explorative desire to explore this avenue and this aspect of retreats and what retreats bring and what they can foster, what they can facilitate. And I guess, yeah, just tap into if it's something that is kind of like a pipeline dream, you know, something that sounds great conceptually, but experientially is rather like, it's actually not for me. So in the spirit of honoring the process, I thought, no, it's better for me to just take a bit of a break from my daily micro habit of posting these vlogs daily and be completely present and immersed in the process before I come back on here and maybe want to chat about it a little bit. So conducting these new, or I guess, what's the right word I want to use? What's interesting for me, I guess, about this process, or what has been interesting about this little retreat that I initiated and have just finished facilitating, was getting a feel for this new being that I feel I'm stepping into, this new essence and personality and vibrational little human that I guess, yeah, is being called to do things very differently than what I've ever done it. And there's nothing more challenging and sometimes nothing more triggering than doing these things with people whom are very close to you and who have traditionally played a fundamental and huge role in your life. You never know how you're going to be received. Sometimes I almost feel like they expect you to show up in the way that you've always wanted, that you've always been showing up. If there's a bit of a deviation from what they think they expect from you, you'll kind of be flagged down. And there was a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of trepidation around this. It's been an interesting experience, I guess, and an experience that I feel like I feel a little vulnerable about, in all honesty. And the reason why I say that is because in the past, whenever I have endeavored to share myself in ways that were playful and whimsical and creative and spontaneous, I truly wasn't always met with smiles on faces and words of encouragement, support, and validation. It was often very much the opposite. So these past 3 days, upon embarking on this new little territory and endeavor that I'm litmus testing at the moment, I was eager to discover more how it affected me and less about how it affected others. How it affected others was just, I guess, the cherry on the top, but how I responded, how my energetics were, and yeah, just generally what joy I took from the experience was, I guess, the primary and the main and key aspect that I wanted to unearth and discover or explore or tap into, I suppose. So it was interesting. I found it energetically quite demanding. And it was with people who I have relationships with and people who I know. So it would be interesting to see how it compares when I start doing these experiences and these retreats with people whom I have no prior rapport with or relation with. So it would be very interesting to see how it changes and shifts. One part of me wants to think that it will be a little bit lighter. And another part of me thinks, well, energetically, it might actually be a little bit more taxing. But I guess one doesn't truly know unless one does it, right? But I found myself really enjoying the aspect and element of creating this retreat, coming up with ideas of things to do and how to keep people moving and getting them into their bodies and engaging and interacting with each other. The retreat was themed, and it was themed around a really playful and fun analogy, if I can use that word. And yes, I trust and I pray that it not only benefited myself, but it benefited all of the humans who were willing to partner, play, and share in our time together. So what else am I, guess, being called to share here today? I feel it's a little bit all over the place, to be honest with you. Even my tone of voice is like a little bit higher than usual. So that's always interesting for me. Clearly, I need to just ground my energy just a little bit more. But yes, today's been more about resting, reflecting, a little bit of introspection, and just tapping into what are those feelings and what's the residual energetics that's been left behind after the retreat has come and gone. And is it really something that I want to embark on and maybe try again and tap into a little bit more? So yes, magical human. I feel today's message has been very all over. I can't even remember like where I started, where I'm getting to, and it's going to be interesting when I go and replay this, rewatch it. I think it might be one of those cringe videos. I think it might be. But that's okay, right? So, yeah, 9 minutes on the clock. As always, continue to sow those seeds, allow for the flow of magic to find you and guide you so that you can ultimately grow, illuminate, and glow. Until tomorrow's episode, because you'll see me tomorrow. Until tomorrow's episode, stay magical, stay wondrous, keep your heart open, especially in light of all of the distractions that are going on right now. And yes, go take a beautiful walk somewhere in nature with no shoes. Until then, stay wondrous.